verge of having chubby cheeks. And of course, choose to be happy, to look for the good in any situation, and let the rest go. Well, I know it's been a while, but for the time being, we're back. I have been slacking on making content, I'm not gonna lie. I recorded something while at work. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use it yet or not, but we'll see. Because really, it's kind of all over the place, like most of my shit is. Who knows? Maybe I'll see bloops of it in here. I don't know yet. But I do know that it's been a while since we've done any updates or any content at all. The last thing I posted was really me and Ghostly for actual content. I did do a short video of one of my TikToks and moved it over to YouTube here, so there was that as well. But life happens, and I've been trying to get my shit in order so that I can come up with better shit for you guys, because when you're in that mindset of not having your shit together while doing the shit, it's a little hard. And I'm gonna say it just like that because it's fucking 10 o'clock at night and words be hard. So my life has been a little crazy. The last couple weeks have been a little crazy. I have been, in the last week, trying to get better with my workouts, which has also been helping me get better with the upkeep of my own home. I'm trying to make myself get into a routine of that, and then be able to get into a routine of this. Because my mental health comes first, and I need to work that shit out. It's hard. I had a huge reality check not too long ago of some old pictures and realizing how far and how bad I let shit get. Really made me disappointed in myself. I didn't realize how bad I let my mental health get and my depression, and just overall how bad it really was until I looked back. But the past is the past. I know a lot of people, including myself, have a habit of reliving the past and over and over and over and over again. We need to learn to let it go and to stay there in order to move forward to find our future, because if we just keep reliving the past and what it is, you don't go anywhere in life. I have so many things I want to do with my life. And I couldn't move past all the bad in my past. And I couldn't move past the what I thought was people damaging my life. And I played that victim card. I'm not gonna lie. I used to play that victim card all the time. I used to blame my exes for everything. I used to blame what was going on in my life on everybody else but myself. And I know we've talked about accountability on here a little bit, and we haven't really touched on it much, but when I looked back and saw how at one point in time, not too long ago, I used to be super proud of my place, and I used to be super proud of myself. I had, for once, for the first time in my life, since becoming a parent, became debt-free. I chose to let somebody in my life that took advantage of my kindness. Now, I'm also saying that I should have been smarter, and I should have put my foot down, and I should have looked into what was going on a little bit more than I did. But I put on blinders. And to be honest, it was just because I wanted someone to actually love me for who I am, and they said they did. But going through something like that makes it hard to let your walls down. After you let your walls down for somebody that you thought were somebody that they weren't. So now I'm working on myself because I deserve better in my life and I deserve better for myself. I need to take the accountability for that, and I need to make the changes to get there. Which I was slacking. I had a slip. I had a major slip. It's definitely not something that's easy to do either, but I'm crawling back out of it because some days it's 3 steps forward and 2 back. Some days feel like 10 steps forward and 9 back. And I think that's the struggle that people go through, that they don't want to keep going. You have those setbacks and you keep trying to push forward. And you just want to give up because it's over and over and over and over again. And I've been there. And doing it alone is not easy. But you need to find people that are there willing to help you push sometimes. Even if it's just coming to sit in the mud with you while you figure your way out of it. It's the skills that we don't learn right away. Alright, so for example, I let my house get to disaster the way I would never usually have it. Beyond what I would ever usually have it. And I'm fucking mad at myself now. Because now I'm having to dig myself out of it. I have scrubbed and deep cleaned and tidied and got rid of shit I didn't need. It's not easy. Nothing in life is easy, but everything in life that's worth having is work. And that's the sad thing is we live in a world now where people get participation trophies for not fucking doing anything. I'm sorry, I fucking hate those. I don't think those should have ever been a thing. They came out when I was in high school, or elementary school, I think it was. Because I got my first one, I went, what the fuck's this? Like, I didn't do anything. I fucking sucked and I failed. Like, don't reward people for failure. Reward them for actually doing their shit. You don't get promotions for failing. The world is a hard place, and sometimes we need those lessons of, hey, guess what? You sucked at that. Here's what you could have done better, and here's how you can learn from it. I don't know. I feel like I go on rants about shit like that because it does. It drives me nuts. And failure is part of life. I don't know what else to tell you, but in order to get anything, in order to learn from anything, you need to fail. Lessons. Some people don't get the first time around. And sometimes it's as simple as, hey, I fucked up. You just gotta say it to yourself. You just have to be real with yourself. But I think that's where that vicious cycle comes from. That vicious cycle of, we're starting to they give out participation trophies in schools. They don't give those out in life. But nobody wants to work hard anymore because, hey, They don't value me. I'm gonna leave. Or they can't do it without me. I'm sorry, bitch. You're replaceable. Everyone's fucking replaceable in a job. But I've also found that it doesn't give people the motivation to want to do anything with their life. I want to have my own shit. I want to make a career out of this. I want a house on a property. I want my kids to go to school, college. I want them to have a future. I want the world to be a happier fucking place. I want. Now, the world being a happier place might not happen right away either. So there's that as well. But if everyone would just learn to not be like, oh, well, my life is shit because of this. My life is shit because of this. What did you do to put yourself in that position to have your life shit? I've gone back and I've looked at mine really hard. It's not the easiest thing to go sit there and go, okay, we're going to go through all the bad shit in your life and we're going to sit there and we're going to figure this out. We're going to figure out what part of that led to me being in that position. There is so much in my life that I have sat down and went, okay, I did this. It made me do this. Well, this decision got me to here. This decision got me to here. And this is what happened. What works for me isn't going to work for you. But I do recommend going back and looking at your life a little bit and maybe recognizing what in your life got you to where you are and what in your life is worth worrying about. And stop living in the past. The past is your past. It's meant to be there. I don't want to live in mine. Why would anyone want to relive their past? And I hear it often enough that people are like, oh, I wish I could go back to high school. Okay, I get the not having a responsibility part of it all. That part I get. But I don't want to fucking go back to high school. I don't want to relive that shit. But I've done my life differently? No. Because honestly, it led me to where I am now. And where I am now, I'm a better person because of the shit I went through. And we live in a world now that is very much participation reward world. We shouldn't be living in that kind of a world anymore. We live in a world where traditional families get frowned upon. Even though you don't know the work that they have to go through in order to be a fucking traditional actual family. I think my kids' lives would have been better if I was able to be a stay-at-home mom. But that's not how my life played out. I know the ones that got hurt in that the most are my kids. I know this one's going to be all over the place. It's going to be just like my first one, all over again. But I call it Anzi in color for a reason. We're a little all over the place, aren't we? For fuck's sake, I got asked the other day if I fucking have ADHD. Which I honestly, me and Ghostly talked about it. I would not be surprised if I do. Let's be real about this, okay? Like, serious note here. I was doing the dishes last night. I started doing the dishes last night. So I filled up the sink, got them soaking, because I kind of needed to soak a little bit. There's stuff stuck on, so I was like, fuck it, we're going to soak this shit. And then started wiping the counter down. Looked over, grabbed my bread box, which I don't use during the summer because I'm in a trailer and it just gets hot and bread gets moldy really, really quickly. So summertime it goes in the fridge. Wintertime it usually goes in the bread box. So it varies. But I went from that to the spice rack, to the spice cupboard, to the stove, and then realized when I got to the stove that I had to finish dishes in order to get to the stove, and then what turned into me just doing dishes turned into half my cupboards being washed, a corner of my counter I can never reach being washed, shit ton of stuff being done, and then me realizing, I got so much more to do. Well, start working on some more of that today, so some more of that got done. But I don't know. I did it. Took a couple days off working out. I think I took 1 day off. Yeah, I think it was only 1 day. I only took Saturday off. I can't remember if I had worked out on Friday or not. I don't think I did, actually. Don't think I did. But did my workout today. After I had to plunger my sink because my sink was clogged. Mistakes were made. Very much mistakes were made. I forgot to put the plug in the other side of the sink when I went to plunger, and it went. And then all my cleaning yesterday got fucked up. Yeah, I had a blonde moment. 100%. Not proud of that. But yet I'm telling you guys about it because it's a life fucking update because I was a dumbass and I did that. So, step backs. I made progress yesterday and then I fucked it up today by myself. Oh, by myself. So I said fuck it and then did my workout afterwards because I had to go have a shower because it got in my hair and it was gross and I was disgusted with myself and it was disgusting and said fuck it. Might as well do my workout now and then have a shower because I didn't want to have a shower and then do my workout and then feel gross and sweaty and have a shower again. But, so I was going to say about my workout. Sticking with 15 for my sets right now. I start with my crunches, then do my cross crunches, and then I do, well, today I actually added in hip thrusts, so I did about 20 of those. But the first 5 I did, like, I didn't realize how close your feet need to be when you're doing those, because I'd never done them before, so being a noob over here, not knowing what the fuck I'm doing, they weren't close enough, so they didn't feel like they were doing anything, so then I moved my feet closer, and then I started doing them, and I'm like, oh, well, there it is. I felt those muscles. And then I went into my, scissor kicks, and then I went into my plank, which I got that up to 20 seconds, 22 seconds, something like that. And then, which I was sitting at a solid 10 last week, so, you know, I'm proud of myself today, a little bit. And then we went into, what else do I do? Lunges. I do my lunges, I do about 15 each side. And then I do squats, which I got that up to 15 today. So overall, it's all starting to like pan itself out a little bit. So I'm kind of proud of my progress. I might up them by 5 more tomorrow. I'm not sure yet though, just because I didn't feel it as much as I did last week. But I also jumped from like 5 of each to fucking, or what was it, 10 of each to 15 the next day. Which I probably shouldn't have done that because I definitely felt that for a while and I wasn't feeling the grace after. But getting into the routine of it and finding, I guess, a joy, which I never thought I would say about working out because I've always had a hate for gym, like working out or any of it. But I don't know. It's different as an adult when you're trying to accomplish a healthy life and you're trying to change shit because of health stuff. So I'm working on it, but I'm not 100% sure on it either. So I guess we'll see. But I don't know. We'll have to change things, I guess, a little bit. The healthy eating thing I'm working on. It's fucking expensive though. Jesus fuck. Mind you, I did get a bunch of fresh stuff that didn't cost very much, so that was nice. I love bok choy, so I was like, I got some bok choy and I was throwing that in most of my meals, so it was pretty good. Made it really good, like it was a wing it kind of night, and I kind of made like a turkey stew thing ish. It started off with chicken and garlic with a little bit of water. Then I cut up potatoes and carrots and then added more water to cook those. And then I just fucking said fuck it. And then threw in green beans and fucking bok choy. And then made kind of like a stew base and made some thickener. And yeah, it was progress. It wasn't quite stewy, but it wasn't quite soup. It's kind of like an in-between, I guess. Oh, yes. And if you guys start seeing this more on the podcast, it's because this is my new journal. And I'm going to be using it for podcast ideas because I suck at compiling my thoughts. Let me add that part. So my issue lately is I have so much I want to cover for content that I can't seem to narrow everything down. Which I'm trying. I'm fucking trying. God help me, I'm trying. I think my hardest part is it's not coming up with the ideas. It's literally sitting down and being like, hey, this idea works. Or this idea works. So when I can, I'm going to just start just randomly recording shit and just play it back later and see if it works. So I got to do some editing on one of those today. If you guys have any ideas of like topics you'd like to see us talk about, then throw it down there. But I also need to go through some, I want to go through some Reddit posts and maybe talk about some of them a little bit, like get someone on here and we'll talk about it a little bit. That's another idea I had. So, just coming up with timing and recording. It's always an issue because me and none of my friends are on the same time zone, so that sucks. But time zones can be a bitch because, you know, just sucks that I'm not near anyone that I talk to. Kind of wish I was closer to everybody. Maybe one day. Who knows? But on that note, my vlog ramble is over for the time being. So you guys will get to see this live tomorrow. Today, tomorrow, whatever the fuck it is. Bye!